have to tell you how I thought I was getting kidnapped yesterday. Like, I've been here for 10 minutes and I've already pissed someone off. What I ended up going home with. Surprise bag. Hi everyone, today I want to check out the vintage shop, so I thought we could go on a little vlog day together. Lentil pasta that Swiss man and I made for dinner the other night. He took one of these to work and I'm gonna have one of these. This portion is way too big, but it's really good. Kind of make a little visual list of things that I'm looking for. Focus please. Everything is within a mile of my apartment, so we're gonna try and hit 4 stores, but I only have 2 hours. Can we complete this task? Bought this dress last week. I love it so much, it's so me. Okay, quickly before we go shopping, I have to tell you how I thought I was getting kidnapped yesterday. Sitting enjoying my morning coffee, Swiss man had gone to work here alone. The door was locked, but I hear a knock at the door, so I'm thinking, okay, someone just has the wrong apartment, I'll just wait a minute. And then I hear more knocking, but it's a friendly knock, like there's someone fumbling with keys trying to get in, but I thought, okay, the door's locked, it's okay, they don't have a key. And then on the second try, I hear the door open. Go into fight or flight, and I thought, okay, I could lock myself in the bathroom, but then I'm cornering myself. I could go out on the balcony, but then I'm also cornering myself. So for some reason, my instinct was just like get to the front door because I have my best chance of escape there. Walking to the door to confront the danger of whoever's walking into my apartment. A hotel, I wouldn't be that scared because cleaning staff come in, but for an apartment, I'm like, nobody should have a key to this place. All of a sudden, I'm confronted with a man and he has like a bunch of tools and a paper with him. He's like, hi, I'm just here to check thing and the fire extinguisher and all that. Watched a lot of true crime. Do not let yourself be cornered in this apartment with the strange man. I stood at the door the entire time he was here and he had to like walk down the hall. I couldn't even see what he was doing anymore, but I was like, as long as I'm by the door, I have an escape route. Turned out that he actually was just here to do some maintenance. He checked a few things and then he left. He was really nice and he probably felt bad. He probably tell I was a little bit scared, but I was trying to seem confident, you know? It was fine in the end, but just keep those things in mind. Like if you're ever in a situation where you're by yourself, think, how can I keep myself the safest I possibly can? Never know in life. Like he could have stolen those keys from someone and put on a maintenance outfit. Like there's crazy things people do. Now let's go shopping. Now that I'm not kidnapped, let's go shopping. Is the fit overall. I think it's so cute. For a big jacket to cover my pretty dress, but I also really love this jacket. It's Eddie Bauer. I'll be doing a voiceover for the shopping portions of the video because I'm too awkward to film in public, but as you can see, the theme of this store flip was American vintage, so I went up these little red steps, and I gotta say, their collection of plaid shirts was really good, and they had a lot of good basics, like just plain sweaters, shirts. I think if you don't have a very patterned out there kind of style, then this place would be great for you. I was looking at this jean jacket thinking how much I wanted it, but that was 100 Canadian dollars and I said goodbye to it. I was sad I would never see it again. Great collection of sweaters. I almost went back for one of them. I just thought it was so nice. I don't know if I caught it on video. And overall, loved the vibe in here. The music was good. And there's me. I actually ended up Shazamming a song that was playing, and it's not even available on Apple Music. Look at this Canadian shirt. Oh my gosh, that made me laugh. And I love little like trinkets and stuff like that. So yeah, I Shazammed a song that's not even on Spotify or Apple Music. So I listened to it on YouTube and I really liked it. And I thought the decor was cool. But overall, it's kind of similar to what I can get in Toronto. So I carried on to the next vintage shop. And just look how pretty Newcastle is. I absolutely love it here. The next vintage shop was located in Granger Market. I love coming in here, and at first I was having trouble finding it, and then here it was, the Yesterday Society. This place was extremely eclectic. I adored the decor in here. Kind of been on the hunt for a vintage bag, so I was looking at this one. Obviously it was very well priced, but I kind of continued on. I think it's hard to thrift bags sometimes, and I'm not very good at it yet, so I loved this section of the shop and how she had pins and earrings and all that on playing cards. Very cool. I wanted these orca earrings. I love whales, and the dressing room was sick. I had to show you that. I kind of looked at hats for a while because I also am looking for hats, and I don't know, what do you think about this one? I kind of liked it, but I wasn't 100% sold. I just really like this style of hat, and there's quite a few TikTokers that I watch that wear hats like that, so maybe that's why I was inspired. Not sure if the lady who worked here owns the shop or not, but she was so friendly, and look at these record bowls. What a cool idea.
Hear the real stories behind the song directly from Crosby, Stills, Nash.
I left that volume on because that is a local artist from Manchester. It's a band, and that song was playing and I really liked it. Look at this jacket. You can't probably tell from the video, but it's so tiny. If I had a daughter, I would for sure be getting her that. Ran out of time and my phone is about to die, and I don't want to not be here when Swiss Man gets home because I have the keys. Basically my goal right now is to find more accessories because I feel like I keep buying clothes and I'm not learning how to style. I really want to find more bracelets. I was looking at bangles, but the problem is I feel like they're too big once they get here, but then they're too small to get over my hand. So I'm like, maybe I'm just not a bangle girl, I don't know, but I used to knock living in the city so much, and I will say this part of me is craving nature, so I think we're gonna go for a nature walk sometime soon. Being able to walk everywhere is a dream. Like, everything is within 10 minutes of everything I need. People are so friendly here. Camera hates focusing, like, hates it. I made these lemon muffins at our last place, but I didn't have a grater, so I just diced it because that's what it said you could do online. Dicing it is not the same, which I figured would happen, but online it said you could do it. And they just turned out like so bad. Like, the actual flavor of them was really good, but there were just chunks of lemon peel and it ruined it. So now that we have a grater at our new place, I'm going to remake those. So I'll probably go to Sainsbury's in a little bit and get some stuff for dinner and some stuff to make those. My hair was crazy in that last clip. Super windy and raining a lot. I don't know if you can see all the rain on the window. This is the most rain I've seen here. Meg ever figure out how to light her videos and use her camera settings? I don't know, stay tuned. I'm just having a glass of red wine because it was really sunny and I sat on the balcony with a book and some wine, and it's way later in the day than I was expecting to go out because it's like almost 4 o'clock. What have I been doing all day? My 5-star reads of 2024. I was editing that video most of the day. I'm gonna hit up the last 2 vintage shops on the list. I'm so excited. I'm wearing something that I got yesterday. Before we go out and I still have some lighting, I'm gonna tell you about the most traumatizing first 10 minutes in this country. No, that's an exaggeration. It was just embarrassing, not traumatizing. For reference, I fly here to meet up with Swiss Man, and I have never even been on public transit in Toronto by myself. I've never flown by myself. I've never navigated a city by myself. So I land in England, I'm jet lagged, I'm really, really anxious. I'm trying to figure out the public transport to get to my friend Lexi's house because she lives in the south of London. All my stuff with me, and I have a backpack and a big purse and my suitcase. So I get on this train, I'm slowly figuring it out with this app called City Mapper that actually really helped me out. I highly recommend it. It really gives you like the step-by-step process of how to get to each place. I get on this train and my suitcase is so big that it's taking up the entire aisle, but all of the racks where you put your suitcases are full. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And of course, it's rush hour. So I get on and every single seat is taken. There's people everywhere, and I try to go down the aisle because I don't know why in my tired jet-lagged mind I thought maybe you're not allowed to stand on this train and you like have to find a seat. I'm trying to like bring my suitcase through the aisle and I just sit down and I hold it, but it's blocking the entire aisle. So I thought if someone has to get up and leave, my stuff's blocking everything. So I get up and I try to put my suitcase with the others, and this lady's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just trying to get my suitcase out of the way. And she's like, but now you're standing in the way. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And I just kind of put my suitcase with the others, even though it's not even in a rack, 'cause there's just so much stuff. Here's where I made the most Canadian move ever, and I put my purse, it's like this big, on top of my suitcase, and I sat down. And I could see it from where I was sitting, but this old lady that had just yelled at me looks at someone else on the train, clearly a local, and they both snicker and laugh. And she yells across the train, I'm not responsible if that bag gets stolen. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. And I grab the purse and I sit down with it in my backpack. And then eventually I have to get off the train, and she seems so annoyed by me that I have to get by her again. I was very apologetic and trying to be kind. Like, I've been here for 10 minutes and I've already pissed someone off. She didn't have a British accent, so I don't know if she was from there or she's moved to London, but like, she was just so angry at me and I was so upset. The second stupid thing I did is after all of that like stuff on the train, I was just like, I need to just get to Lexi, so I'm gonna Uber. I cannot be bothered to get on more public transit at this point. So I'm standing at the edge of the street with all my stuff waiting for my Uber, and people are looking at me kind of weird. And I'm thinking, why is everyone looking at me weird? Like, why do I feel so uncomfortable already here? I get to Lexi's place. Her boyfriend's born and raised in London, and he's like, yeah, phone theft is like very popular here because if you're on the edge of the street, someone can just go by on a bike and snatch it out of your hands. That happens a lot, unfortunately. And pickpocketing, super common here, because he was saying like, if you leave your purse there, even if you can see it, all it takes is someone grabbing it, the door's shut for the train, and they're gone. And your stuff is gone. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there was some really important documents in there, including my passport, my wallet, and I left it on top of my suitcase in London. So then I thought I was really upset and offended with how that woman spoke to me, but thank God I learned my lesson from a lady yelling at me and not from someone actually taking my stuff. And I think I'm just gonna have to stay in the sunshine right now. There's a nicer way you can say things, like she can clearly hear that my accent is not from here. I have stuff with me, I just scream tourist. So she could have been like, I don't know if you've ever been here before, but this is not something you can do here. Like, you have to keep your stuff on you and keep track of it. And she could have been nice, but she was just so bitchy and mean to me. But then I'm also like, maybe that's what I needed. Maybe someone had to be that mean so I would learn the lesson and like understand the gravity of the situation, because what I did was like very dangerous and not vigilant at all. So I've learned that, but I will say that's the one thing I don't love about the UK is I always feel very on guard for my stuff. Like when I've walked in Toronto, I've never thought about someone taking my phone. And I know crime happens everywhere, but I think it's very uncommon in Toronto, because if I was on the train and I left my bag somewhere, like I would never think someone's gonna take it. So that was a very Canadian move of me, and I'm very trusting. And then when we went out with Swiss Man and his friends one night, I had my phone on the table and I went to the bathroom, but like everyone was sitting at the table, and I came back and his one coworker had put my phone in her pocket because she was trying to teach me like you can't just leave your phone out here, like that's just not how things work. Because I originally thought like, wow, everyone here is so present, like no one has their phones out. And then I realized like, yeah, it's because people don't want them stolen. She's like, all someone has to do is walk by the table and it's gone. I'm slowly learning that you just cannot be as trusting here, but I do think that up in Newcastle it is a lot safer in terms of like theft compared to London. People who are born and raised in London say the crime is pretty bad there. So I used to live in a town of 800 people. I didn't even have keys to my own house, I swear to God. We just left the door open all the time. All of people's like vehicles unlocked. I lived in a place where like my friend Brooke would be like, can you go grab this from my house, because everyone's doors were just open. I haven't experienced living in a place where I've had to be on guard and like looked at people as potential threats. I've just kind of vibed and lived my life, and that's a very privileged standpoint to be in, and I acknowledge that. It's a very privileged way to see the world, and I'm slowly learning that it's just not like that everywhere else, and you have to be careful. England is not the most dangerous country in the world by any means, but it's just not as safe as Canada from what I'm hearing and what I've gathered from the people that live here, and I'm gonna trust them because they've grown up here. We have 1 hour to hit 2 stores and walk there, so let's quickly get going. Here we've arrived at Friday Vintage, so let's go inside and see what it has to offer. I walked in and immediately saw the jewelry table and went running for it. So I looked through that for quite a while, and they just had so many cute little buttons and brooches. That's reminded me of my resin art that I used to do. I loved the orange walls in here, and it just kind of reminded me of a 70s vibe, I guess, if I had to categorize it. And the clothes were also really cute, but as you know, my mind is kind of set on accessories, so I didn't look at them too much. Wow, cool. I think I'll get these two. Thank you. Let's show what I ended up going home with. So first things first, I got this ring. I think it is so pretty. Love really bulky rings like this. It's a little bit big, to be honest. Ooh, kind of fits me there. I'm very picky with rings because, not trying to sound like I'm so small, whatever, but like genuinely it's hard for me to find rings that fit because everything is too big. This one honestly is a little bit big, but it does fit my thumb. I really like this style of jewelry, so I ended up going home with this one. Very eclectic place. I got these. I really liked the warm tones about them, and I just think they're really pretty, and I think they look nice on me, so I went home with these. A little Newcastle postcard. I got this gorgeous 1980s bracelet. So pretty. At the beginning of the video, oh, I don't think I'm a bangle person because they don't fit, but this one like has a clasp. So to me, it fits perfectly because it's still a little bit loose. Because there's so many like, I don't know what you call it, because there's so many strings, it kind of takes up a lot of room. I think it could fit up here as well because it's quite loose still once it's on my wrist. Gorgeous. I see these pictures on TikTok of girls that post like what's in their purse, and everything just looks so vintage and cute, and so this reminded me of that. And I picked it up for like £4. There it is. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I still think it's really cute. I got 2 surprise bags. I'm not gonna lie, this gives like dance competition. Like this looks like what I would have worn on stage for like a jazz routine. I find stuff like this just looks kind of cheap, but I wonder if you could layer it and like style it in some way. That's what I've said I'm trying to get better at, is styling, and I feel like there's always some way you can make it cute. It could even be a video like styling things that are supposed to be ugly and making them cute. I got this little red bag with my jewelry as well. Ooh, okay, I got a Radiohead button. I love Radiohead, so that's awesome. And then this one says, I hate school. Teenage Meg would have liked that. I don't agree with that now. I think that that's everything I got. Like I said, it was very accessory driven. Make a video like learning how to style my clothes better, because I think I just keep buying clothes and like expecting to have a good wardrobe, but it really is about how you style things. Because even if you wear a plain black t-shirt and like black shorts, if you have a bunch of jewelry on, you just look cool. So that's the goal. Thank you for coming shopping with me. I had so much fun, and I hope to make more vlogs like this soon. And subscribe for all things living in England, for my book content, and I'm making an EP, so lots of stuff going on. I would love to have you here. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Very jealous of how many vegan fast food options you have here in the UK, so I went around to a bunch of different fast food places to try. I have the full video on my YouTube channel. You can watch it with the link in my bio, or search my name, Meg Dion, and you can watch a Canadian trying UK fast food.